Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining January's roundtable call. This month, we're going to be going through basically leveraging your Q4 traffic for Q1 growth. Hopefully, you guys had a great Q4 with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas shopping. Just getting that influx of traffic on the listings is really helpful when it comes to Q1 strategies. So I wanted to walk through kind of what we recommend for Q1 growth. We'll start off with promotions. So what promotions to run. So driving conversions with coupons and subscribe and save coupons. So if your product is a repeat type product like supplements or consumables, things like that, then your product is eligible for a subscribe and save coupon. But if not, regular coupons are really good as well. So using coupons, subscribe and save coupons to incentivize those first time and even repeat customers by offering instant savings at checkout and subscription discount. So regular coupons, you guys know how those work. They are shown on the coupon clippings page on Amazon, as well as the search results and on your detail page. Very good visibility. Customers love them. We use these all the time for our clients. Subscribe and save coupons for those whose products are enrolled in subscribe and save. These are really great for Q1 because that's when people are really shopping your products. So offering a subscribe and save coupon of maybe 5%. We've seen that do well. We've even done 10%. And how those subscribe and save coupons work is that if a customer is subscribing for the first time, they can clip this coupon and get the base discount in addition to that coupon. So an example would be if you're offering a 10% base discount for subscribe and save, and then you're offering a 5% subscribe and save coupon, they would get 15% off their first purchase. And then after that, for the reoccurring orders through subscribe and save, they would only get 10%. So it's really just to get them in the door to subscribe to your products. So it's a really great strategy. We definitely recommend it if you're in that scope. Another one is increasing your basket size with tiered promotions. We love doing these, especially if you guys have external assets, such as like social media that you guys utilize, email blasts, text messages, things like that that you guys have. Promos are really great because it offers, you can give them a promo code if you want to make it private, or this will be shown public on the listing. And the way that we use tiered promotions, instead of starting at buy one, get 5% off, we always like to increase that basket size to buy two, just to get them in the door. We want to get that one full purchase. So buy two, get 5% off, buy three, get 10% off, buy four, get, things like that. So having just that increase in cart value is so important when it comes to Q1. And this is when people are really purchasing again after the big holiday season when they're shopping for other people. We want to get them on our listings and just offering those incentives to get them to convert on your listings. And promotions, they used to not be a super great strategy way back in the day just because of the placement of the promotion on the detail page. They used to place it like very low on the listing, like maybe even below A+ content at the time. So customers never saw them. It was really for like if you had an email blast, you would send them the code. This time they are more shown like a coupon where they are shown at the top of the listing. If you're running a coupon and a promotion, they'll be shown like basically right next to each other. So really great visibility for these. And one thing to know for coupons and promotions at setup, if you guys haven't done it so far, you're able to select do not stack. Which is really important. You do not want customers stacking promotions and coupons and things like that. When you click do not stack, those customers will only get the higher of the 2 discounts or the 3 discounts. Whatever you're offering, they'll just get the higher of that. So always select do not stack. The only time this does not work is with lightning deals and price discounts. Customers will be able to stack the promotion or coupon on that because lightning deals and price discounts actually affect your reference pricing and changes it on the listing, where customers don't have to click anything to add it to checkout. It's just automatically applied. So if you plan on running a lightning deal and also a subscribe and save coupon, those first time subscribers will get a really big discount. So just use caution when you're doing that. I would not recommend running promotions and lightning deals / price discounts at the same time. But with that said, lightning deals are a really great way to boost new customers, especially just because of the visibility for those. It gives you that really cool like limited time deal badge on your listing. If customers have viewed your listing or added to cart, they will get notified if they have their notifications on through their personal app on their phone. I've even seen it online where it says like, hey, this is a limited time deal. So it offers really great visibility for you. plus the placement for that. So these ones have changed within the past few months, where lightning deals are still 12 hours long, but best deal, they used to be only 7 days, but now you can actually select the duration of that. You can even do like 2 days, you could do 3 days, 4 days, so it doesn't have to be 7 days, and you just pay per day. So it's $70 per day to run the deal. And based on reference pricing and things like that and the time of year, usually you can offer 15% off minimum. Sometimes we've seen 20%, but 15% off does really well. But we usually do this for newer products. They do really well. With newer products, you have lower reviews, maybe not as much social proof. So giving customers just that one-time discount and just getting them in the door offers a low risk to them. Like, okay, I'll just try it. 15% off already. I'll just try it out, see if I like it. And on the flip side, this is also really great for ranking and things like that for your top products. So if you're seeing like a dip in sales post Q4, lightning deals do really well for your top selling products. And these are by eligibility. So you're not always eligible for these. So if you go into like your lightning deals dashboard, you might not have any products eligible yet. And they base that off of sales history, in-stock rate, things like that. So it's not like a specific number. We've even had top brands not have some products eligible. So it just kind of depends on what Amazon deems your product as. So I just definitely recommend checking those out. If you guys have the ability to book them, take a look and see if it's within your margins to run them, because obviously there are fees associated with running a lightning deal. And then last one here, which one we really, really like to do, is brand tailored promotions. One thing to note, if you're eligible for it, it will show up as far as like what audiences you can run, but the minimum size audience you need is 1,000 customers, which is pretty high. I don't know why they do that. But if you are eligible, these are the ones that we highly recommend running. So brand cart banners, potential new customers, repeat customers at risk. All of those are really, really great options for running. And how Amazon actually creates these audiences within Amazon is based on how they search your product, view your listing, or even purchase your product. So obviously brand cart banners, these are customers that added your product to cart but did not purchase. And then potential new customers. So these are anybody that falls into the bucket of they search similar products to yours, similar categories. Maybe they even visited your listing. Those are your potential new customers. And then repeat customers, obviously these are the customers that come back time after time. And you want to just basically reward them with like a 10% promotion or 15, whatever you guys want to offer. And then at risk, these are past customers that have not purchased in a while or are projected to spend less in this year versus last year. So repeat customers, we don't run that one as often, but it is still a really great strategy. We see good results with it. But we always see really great results with the brand cart banners. I'm sure you guys do that on your website, is just trying to get those customers to convert to a sale. Ideally, they would not have purchased it from another brand. So when they revisit your listing, they'll see that promotion on the listing. And it shows up very similar to like a coupon and promotion. It's very high up on the listing, and it says that they're in a specific audience, and they just have to clip it and they'll be added to their cart. And one thing that we do at TurnKey is we actually run multiple of these promotions at the same time. So all 4 of these we run for a specific client at the same time, because they cannot stack those promotions. Just make sure you clip that in the actual promotion setup. And the minimum discount for these is 10%, but just know that this is not public to all of Amazon. This is just whoever is in that audience. So there's like 1,500 people in brand cart banners. Only those 1,500 people will get that 10% promotion and that thing on the listing and that badging. So it's not open to all of Amazon. It's just specific to these customers, which I think is really, really cool. Definitely take a look at all these promotions, talk it over with your team, what makes sense for Q1 and your product. Definitely, we love all of these types of promotions. And then going into growth strategies. So virtual bundles are picking up. They're doing really well for a lot of our clients, especially if you have a larger catalog of similar type products. So if you have like supplements, this is really great for stacking. So like if you have like turmeric, apple cider vinegar, and something else, you can bundle those together. You can even bundle those 2 products together. Or even if you have physical products, you can bundle those together. And the way that these work is that when you create the virtual bundle to a customer, it looks like a normal listing. It's going to be a standalone listing. And when they purchase it, Amazon will actually take those 2 ASINs or 3 ASINs, whatever is in your bundle, and actually package those together and then ship them off to the customer. So no extra work for you. You don't have to bundle anything before sending to Amazon. There's no new UPC. It's very easy setup. You can set it up within Seller Central, and there's no extra fees associated with it. It's absolutely free to set up. The only discount that we do recommend on this is offering a discount off the combined price, just to incentivize purchases, of course. So we usually do 10% off of the combined price of all of those ASINs. So one way to figure out, okay, so if I have a huge catalog, how do I know what to bundle together? So one thing you guys can do is actually go to your brand analytics and then go to your market basket analysis. And from there, Amazon will actually tell you within your brand and your products, what products are commonly purchased together in the same order. And the higher the percentage, the more they're purchasing together. So that's a great bundle to do. We've even seen like 50. Any percentage above like, I don't know, 1% is still a really good bundle because people are still searching that. Make sure that you guys are checking that out. That's just a really good bundle idea. And then emails and re-engagement strategies. So turning Q4 shoppers into repeat buyers with targeted email blasts and life cycling messaging. This is a really great strategy, especially after Q4, just trying to get those customers to repurchase or come back and purchase from your brand. And utilizing Amazon attribution links for tracking and brand referral bonus, and then market any promotions that you are running. Speak to the new year, new goals, if you guys are a supplement company or like a fitness type company, or maybe even just new goals within the new year. And then if you did create any virtual bundles, so promoting any virtual bundles or stacks that you have created. Definitely a really good strategy. And just keeping your email list warm, especially as we enter into the season of Prime Day, Prime Big Deal Days, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We want to make sure that those are still very warm emails. And then last thing here is influencers. So activating influencers to create authentic product content that drives awareness, builds trust, supports conversion, especially when paired with promo codes and trackable links. So influencers are really great. If you're not doing creator connections right now, I definitely recommend doing that. And you guys can look up basically how to create those, but it's a really great way to get Amazon affiliates to promote your brand. You don't have to give them any free products. Sometimes they just promote your product because they get a bonus on that and a commission, and you guys set that commission. So typically recommend at least 10%, but 20% you're going to get those better influencers. So definitely check that out and get those launched. And we recommend, as far as duration of that campaign, to run it for at least 3 months, if not longer, just because it gives the influencers time to actually check out the campaign, post their content, and generate sales on it. So we would recommend actually running that for maybe even longer than a year. So if you're able to do that, great. But again, 10% commission is where we see it do really well. And then you're also able to manually give them basically a promo code that they can give to their audience that's specific to them. And that's a great way to track them. You can also give them an attribution link for tracking just to see how they're doing. But within Creator Connections, it will actually tell you the sales per influencer. But if you're doing manual influencer marketing, where you're finding them through Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, wherever you're finding them, that's where the promo codes, the attribution link really comes in handy. And then what's really great when it comes to influencers, when they actually give you UGC content, you can actually use that on Amazon. You can use it for your marketing. You can use it for email blasts, things like that. We can even use it in our PPC ads. So all great things come from influencers if you're able to get some really good influencers to work with you. But yeah, that's basically all that I had. I do want to open it up to questions and answers if you guys want to ask anything or if you have anything for me.
Did you go through how to do the bundles? Because that is going to help us tremendously.
So I'll give you the steps on how to create them. So when you're in Seller Central, you'll click on those 3 lines at the top left corner, and then you'll go down to brands, and then it'll be called virtual bundles. And then from there, you just add the ASINs. It's very plug and play, actually. The only thing you do have to create is a main image of the products in that bundle. And then everything else, the image block will pull from those ASINs. And then you'll add a title. So create a new title, obviously, about your bundle. And then the pricing, 10% off is what we recommend. And then the bullet points, you can always just take those from your current listings. And then what we typically recommend is updating that first bullet point to be about the bundle specifically. And then after that, that's kind of it. You just submit it and then it goes live.
Awesome. We will get that done.
Yeah.
That's going to help us.
Yes, for sure. Especially, yeah, since you guys have a really big catalog, it's really great for things like that. The only thing is, since you guys have different sizes, virtual bundles is by SKU. It's not going to be by parent SKU. It's only by child SKU. So you would have to create a lot of bundles for your brand specifically, which could take a lot of time. But if you have like a specific size that sells really well, maybe start there and then just offer the other products along with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why Amazon does. I wish they would just have where you can select the size that you want in the bundle, but they have not rolled that out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will just pick up some of our best sellers, especially if we look by date, I guess.
Yes.
See what's sold together.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely makes it tough.
Okay, and then I know you've told me before, this isn't just my call, but you've told us before on the influencer, that the best way to get those, I don't remember that. Is that somewhere we can find that information again?
So one of them is Creator Connections, and everybody should have access to that now this year. And that's going to be found within your advertising dashboard. On the left-hand side, you'll just go to, I think it's like called brand content, and then you'll find Creator Connections right there. And you can just set up your campaign right there. And then you can't reach out to influencers through that, but they can accept your campaign. And once they do, then you can actually talk to them through the messaging platform within Amazon. Another way is just manual research. So you can go on like Instagram and look up anybody that's promoting products like yours. You can go on like Amazon Live and look at those influencers, but a lot of it's going to be very manual where you have to go and find their contact information, like their email, or you can like go into their DMs within social media. That will be a little bit more manual, and we haven't had much success with doing that. It's very difficult. Through Creator Connections, it makes it much easier to talk back and forth with those influencers, especially because they engaged with us first.
Yeah, that sounds much easier.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course.
Can you just explain, if you do go the route of the other way, like not Creator Connections, what do you give them? Like they use like just your Amazon affiliate link? Like how does that work? Because I know I can't get the Creator Connections because I'm in Canada.
So. Okay, so you would be more manual then. Yeah, so basically you would have to work out a commission, or if you're going to do a flat fee, it really depends on the influencer. Sometimes they require a flat fee depending on what you're requesting. So you have to work that out with the influencer themselves once you find them. And then as far as like tracking their performance, that's going to be done through Amazon attribution primarily. That's going to tell you how many clicks their link has gotten, how many add to cart, how many purchases. So you can actually see like for commission wise, how you guys are going to pay them out. Another way is through a promotion, a private promotion. And that's not as great if they promote that promotion through their social media to their followers, like, hey, click this link and get 10% off. And if they use that promotion, then obviously it's going to show within Seller Central how many redemptions that promo code has had. So through Amazon attribution and through the promo codes is the best way you're going to be able to track them. They don't have to be Amazon affiliates to get the commission. That's just through Creator Connections. Ideally, they would be, because then they're also getting commission from Amazon instead of just from you. So it doesn't have to be an Amazon affiliate specifically, but ideally they would already have that because they get double commission.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any other questions? All right, awesome. Yeah, we'll be sending out this recording this week. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to the client manager on your account or the PPC manager on your account, and they can help you out. Thank you guys for joining today.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye, everyone.
Bye.